So, as you know, we went to Philmont this summer, and we took the Southwest Chief down there from Chicago to Raton, New Mexico. And
what is the Southwest Chief?
I was about to say a non-stop passenger service that was originally from the Santa Fe, but we're not getting it.
It's a train.
Yes.
What kind?
What kind? Amtrak. Originally ATSF.
The engine?
Let's hear it.
Where's the engine made?
We're not doing this. Okay. So, I'll be talking about the train backwards, but I'll give you some highlights. So, we started off in Indianapolis, where we would take the Amtrak's Cardinal from Indy to Chicago. And it was about, Steve, what do you say, 6 hours or something like that?
From where to where?
Indianapolis to Chicago by train.
Roughly maybe 5 hours.
All right. Anyway, back to the story. We slept in Indianapolis Union Station, and it was probably the worst night of sleep I've ever gotten in my life. Because, number one, they had almost all the seats were full. Number two, we had to sleep on trash bags, and we also had to sleep on the hard seats, which were the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had to sleep on in my life. But, okay, right, show of hands, how many people got barely any sleep on that? Absolutely nobody.
I slept good.
I slept good.
I slept good till
Of course
Brian
you
said,
all slept
I
good.
think that's a bed bug. And I was like, what?
He pulled out his sleeping bag, didn't you? I thought you did.
Oh no.
I didn't sleep there.
Yeah, you did sleep on a trash bag, didn't you? Anyway, woke up the next morning at 4 or 5 o'clock, heard the Cardinal come in, went up there, and I could not shut my mouth. Since you know me, I'm a rail fan, but anyway, I mean, it was pretty fun. We get on the train, we head up to Chicago, we head through, God, I don't remember. Anyway, we got into Chicago, headed to Union Station, and I have so many things to say about that station. It is beautiful. I've heard about it in books, I've heard about it in videos, and it's beautiful. I mean, seeing it in person's even better. I mean, this does not matter to me at all. I mean, seeing it in person, holy crap, it was beautiful. We waited until about 1:30 on the Chief, and then headed down there, got on the train, and here's the cool thing. There was not just Amtrak like bi-level superliners, which have obviously 2 levels, but there were 2 private cars owned by an institution, a science institution, on the back of the train. And I wanted to go in them, but we couldn't because they were private cars. But we did make up for it because halfway through the journey, I believe it was in Dodge City when the cars got taken over. Oh, funny thing about Dodge City, Steve, I'm looking at you. We do not, well, specifically him, he does not like Dodge City because he has a history with it. Steve, you care to explain?
He's lost a scalp there.
Well, in my dream.
Oh, that's right. It was a dream.
I'm just messing with
Yeah, I had a nightmare years ago that we were taking a group of kids from Monticello and Somerset to Philmont, and I had a dream that I woke up in Dodge City. There's a big Dodge City sign. I looked out the window, and there was a scout standing there waving as the train pulled away. And so the rule is you can't get off the train at any of the stops, even though they allow you at times to get off the train. You can't get off the train. So my nightmare doesn't come true. And I was worried about you getting off the train.
Well, thank God, thank the Lord you trusted me. I'm glad you trusted me that I did not get off, even though Galesburg I wanted to get off.
We did get off in Galesburg.
We did, yeah, on the way back, but not on the way down there. It was, Anyway, that is his history with Dodge City, and back to my story. So, we come in, okay, I have a few highlights. I have a few towns that I loved on that trip. A few highlights. Galesburg, it was beautiful. I love railroad town. Anything that's railroad related, I'm hooked. The best thing about when we got into Galesburg was we saw an old, and I mean the paint was rusted on it. It was running, but it was an old Santa Fe war bonnet that was still in its original colors, but it looked awful because of the rust on it. But that was the first Santa Fe war bonnet I've ever seen. But it was awesome. And we stopped in Galesburg, then we made our way to Fort Madison. Now Fort Madison, if you don't know, is a riverside town, and they have it's a lift bridge, right, Steve? I can't remember if it's a lift bridge. No, it is a lift bridge. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a lift bridge.
Yeah. But they have a lot of railroad, specifically a lot of Santa Fe stuff. They have a Santa Fe steam locomotive, a caboose, and I believe a tank car down there. But yeah, we stopped in Fort Madison, and we're just waiting. All of a sudden, we hear a horn coming towards us. All of a sudden, I look over here, and there's two Santa Fe war bonnets leading a war bonnet local. I'm like, my luck is on point today. But that's just, I think, 3 out of 15 war bonnets I saw on that. Then now here's the cool thing about the Chief in any Amtrak long distance train. They have a lounge car that has windows so basically, if you don't know, there's windows here, but there's also windows like arching like this. It is really cool and it's beautiful. Now, we stayed in that car for most of the trip because we just liked it. And we woke up the next morning, we passed through Dodge City, we passed through Topeka, Kansas, because the reason I say Topeka is because I have been obsessed with that town because, again, railroad, but yeah, they had a lot of old engines in there. But woke up the next morning, went through, and we were in, I believe we were in Colorado. We were about to come into Colorado. And our first stop there was La Junta. And then next stop was Trinidad. And then on to Raton. The funny thing about between Trinidad and Raton, the highest point on the Santa Fe Trail is, I don't remember, but it's the highest, there's a tunnel up there, it's the highest point on the Santa Fe Trail. And I can understand why. I mean, there was a ledge. I don't know how deep it was, it sloped and then went straight down. It was cool though. But we get to Raton, get off the train, and the ride back was awesome. That's basically it, and I'm just glad I got to go to Philmont. That will stay with me for the rest of my life.